Check this out. It's very cool. A private organization stepping up to help injured veterans find their footing after a life-changing injury. The organization, originally called SoldierSocks, began as a mission to get socks and sunscreen and other basics into the hands of soldiers on the front lines. But their mission has evolved, and now they're helping paralyzed veterans take their first steps again. Joining us this morning is Chris Meeks. He's the co-founder of the organization now called SoldierStrong, and he's here with Navy veteran Jason Geezer and physical therapist Chantel Samansky. The three of you, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Chris, I want to start with you and your organization. I actually remember when I was in Afghanistan receiving boxes of socks, so thank you for that.
Sure.
But recently you just transitioned to SoldierStrong. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, if you think about, we have the most technologically advanced military on the planet. And just because our troops are home doesn't mean the war is over for them. And our focus now is to continue to give them the cutting-edge technology that they deserve back here at home.
Absolutely. And how did you come upon this technology as what you guys do?
Came across the device in the magazine and thought what a great idea to help paralyzed veterans stand and walk again.
Absolutely. Well, Jason, I'm sure you're grateful for the fact that he came upon that idea. What has it meant for you as a veteran yourself, paralyzed, who can now have this opportunity?
You know, being able to have another means of mobility is essential in our lives. I mean, we spend our life sitting after we get in an accident. And to have something that not only stands us up, but enables us to walk and get that circulation and relieve my nerve pain and, you know, get that benefit of just standing up and, you know, having a conversation.
Absolutely. The normalcy that you want
absolutely.
to feel. Tell me a little bit about your time in the Navy. What did you do in the Navy?
So for 5 years I was on a carrier, the John F. Kennedy, as an electrician, and then I transitioned to shore duty as a SEER instructor to train our military personnel to, you know.
Absolutely.
For high-risk capture.
Survive and evade.
Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you for that training that our men and women put to great use. And we're honored to have you to this. And then Chantel, you talk a little bit about the benefits that this has physically for guys that are able to use this exoskeleton.
Absolutely. There's a lot of benefits. One, you have improvements in range of motion, reductions in neuropathic pain. And the nice thing about this device is it's so flexible and you can configure it in many different ways. So somebody who has some strength, you're allowed to have that person use the strength that they do have, and then just provide supplemental power where they're needed to get high.
Absolutely. Well, let's show it right now. Jason, if you wouldn't mind, demonstration for the folks out there. I would love to see it.
I'd love to do it.
All right. No. So how long have you been doing this, Jason?
Off and on for the last 5 years.
Okay. So not your first rodeo, but impressive every single time. Is it something, how long does it take getting used to?
A good 3-4 hours of walking.
Okay.
You get used to, you know, patients getting in this for the first time will typically take a couple hundred steps their first go around.
Absolutely. And Chantel, tell me what you're doing back there as he takes his steps. Go ahead and keep.
Well, so actually Jason is really great and he's pretty proficient, so I don't have to do much. He makes my job look really easy. Wow. But for somebody who's a new user, you're helping to teach them their balance point and giving them maybe some specific cues on what to do with their torso.
So he's doing a lot of work, obviously, but I see there's a computer on the back. You're holding it. It's sort of reading his body signals. Am I right about that?
Absolutely. It goes off of your body's place in space. So when he hits a certain balance point, it triggers the next step to happen.
Absolutely. And Chris, in your experience, how many guys are you able to help with this technology right now?
Through our donations right now, roughly 20,000 paralyzed veterans have access to this device.
20,000 paralyzed veterans at VA medical centers, right?
Correct.
So you provide these to VA medical centers where vets then can do just that to rehabilitate themselves. Yep. The VA doesn't have this technology?
They don't. They won't fund this, and so that's why we do it. We step up and fill the gap.
So we won't fund the rehabilitation. Well, thank you for stepping up and fill the gap. Chris, thank you for everything that you do and for stepping in and telling the story of this amazing technology, this amazing organization. Chantel, for serving our wounded warriors.
Absolutely.
I appreciate your service as well.
Absolutely. Just full disclosure on this as well. Fox News anchor Martha McCallum sits on the advisory board for SoldierStrong, one of the many of the Fox family committed to the military. So what an outstanding story. We're honored to have you.